when you're learning a language, there's a certain skill that you have to learn that is where you don't know how to say something, but you
Mm,
try to say it anyway. And that really frustrates your brain because your brain is trying to solve a problem. The problem is, I need to communicate to you that I need whatever I need. I don't know the word for whatever I need. So I have to use simple words that I do know to express that idea. I
mm,
don't know the correct grammar to tell you what I need, but I'm
yes.
going to use what I do know to try to explain to you the idea. I don't know why this is so important, but it is. You have to put yourself in challenging situations that are above your level, and you have to force yourself to communicate in those situations. That is the fastest way to make progress in a language. And this slide is like 7 years of China. One thing I wanted my students to understand, this is it, is that, you know what, you have to challenge yourself to say things you don't know how to say, and it's okay to make a mistake. You have to make mistakes. And being fluent does not mean that you have perfect grammar. It doesn't mean that you know every single word in the language. Being fluent means that I can express myself even if I don't know the exact vocabulary word. So one example of that would be, if you don't know how to say headache medicine and you need to buy headache medicine. This happened to me in China all the time. I would need something, but I wouldn't know what it was called. So if
Mhm.
I need headache medicine, but I don't know what that's called, I'm going to say, I need the thing that stops this from hurting,
Mm.
you know?
So
And you
in a
have
way, you are
to,
trying to explain it in the language you want to learn, but you're trying to
exactly,
explain the word that you don't know yet. And
exactly.
finally, if you learn that word, you can have the explanation in your heart because you already tried to explain by yourself. So
Yeah.
in a way, it's the progress by frustration, right?
Yes, absolutely. And usually what will happen is, if I said, "Oh, I need to buy the thing that stops my head from hurting," they will say, "Pain medication?" And I will say, "Yes." And sometimes it's not the right word and they'll bring me something and I say, "No, no, no, not this one." And then we'll try again. But when
Okay,
they finally do bring me the right thing, then I'll learn what that's called. And then you'll remember. You'll definitely remember. It's different than, if I learned it in a book, you're definitely going to forget. But if you learned it in that situation, then your brain is gonna like, I'm not forgetting this again because that was so embarrassing.
fine. I have actually a really good question. I think a lot of attendees want to ask the same one too, is how to overcome the embarrassment when you trying to learning the new language.
All I can say is you have to force yourself to be okay with
To become a fool
mistakes.
is okay.
Yeah, it's okay to be a fool because in language learning, all you can do is try your best. And if you're not making mistakes, you're not trying hard enough. You know what I mean? If you're
Mhm.
only speaking at your current level, you will never make progress. You have to speak above your level. You have to be at a point where you're making mistakes. And if you don't make mistakes, you'll never get better. So it's just, you just have to force yourself to accept that. And the interesting thing is, grammar is kind of hard to learn when you memorize grammar rules and read
Yeah, that's
books.
hard.
But if I say something to you in my grammar's wrong and you correct me, I'm going to remember that. So getting corrected with grammar mistakes by the people around you is a really good way to improve your grammar quickly. So that's one thing that I would say is, you just have to realize how important it is, and then just be willing to laugh at yourself. The other people might laugh at you, they might not laugh at you, but if you can laugh at yourself, it doesn't matter.